I got hired because I was weird. And they happened to be a prima donna. About a bunch of guys who wear tights, so just hang with me for a minute. Every time they fire the devil's advocate. How's that ham thing working for you? This is a ridiculous question. As you know, it's a very, very large topic. How can we do justice to it in about an hour? I'm going to try with a few short stories, but probably best to start telling you what I think leadership is not. The crazy people they have to go deal with in cubicle land every day they show up. There's all these weird people around. We have to somehow harness them, make them work as a team, and achieve a bunch of goals. How do I affect them? And I have the pleasure of telling you that it does not start with you talking about them. Leadership, very sincerely, starts with you getting to know yourself a little bit better than you probably think you do. And the premise is very simple. To the extent that you understand your personal and your professional values, you will be more decisive and successful in making decisions when you encounter the very large amounts of gray area that populate working life. Several weeks into this gig, we got some information from our client that said, you guys are doing really, really well. You've exceeded all of our expectations so far. We should go out and celebrate. So we're very excited because this is a career maker type of role. If we're good in this gig, if we really win it with this client, for many of us at the time who were 20-somethings, this was a career maker. So we show up, as they told us to, in the parking lot, 6 p.m. after work. The contingent from the client comes out, headed by the plant manager, and he said, you guys ready to go? We said, yeah, where are we going? He said, my brother's place. We said, great, what's your brother do? He said, he owns a strip bar downtown. So you're me. What do you do? Did he say start counting ones? I'm going to use this story about how he taught me the beauty of the glass half full. Not just the pop psychology, yeah, I get it, but feeling it in your bones, beauty of the glass half full mentality. Now, I was a student at A&M, the phone rang one day, and it was my mother, and I could tell from her voice that something was very, very wrong. She didn't sound right, and within seconds she handed me off to a strange male voice who I didn't know, who identified himself as a doctor. My father had gone in for gallbladder surgery, and when they opened him up, they found out that was a tiny symptom of what was really going on, which was a great deal of cancer all over his abdomen. Doctor got on the phone, and Mom's weeping in the background. I'm in shock, and he says, you need to hop plane and come down here. I'll give him maybe at the longest 2 weeks. You know, I'll never forget this conversation. He said, I could sit here and cry and bitch and complain and be angry at God, life, whoever, that I've got this situation, that I will not get to spend more time with you, that I won't get to see your kids grow up, that I won't get to fish in this pond much longer, which he loved to fish in. And he went on with a litany of things he could be angry about. And then came the big but. And he said, but what they always say is true. I just never got it until now. I have a choice. I can see this as a glass half full and be happy that I'm doing one of my favorite pastimes right now, talking to my son. The doctors, every single step of the way, were dumbfounded. Dumbfounded. And though they wouldn't say it in public or in journals, they acknowledged privately that they believed that mental perspective flat out positively affects your physical condition. And my dad proved it to me in a way I hope I never ever forget. So next time someone tells you it's cheesy pop psychology, you remember that it can affect you in a physical way. And when you're leading at work, the very same issue can be framed in one of two ways. You have to make the positive choice. I said, okay, what's the award? And he said, well, and he sat back very proud, actually had his hands behind his head at his desk, and he said, I give him a ham. I said, I tried to contain myself. I said, how's that ham thing working for you? True story. You can't make this stuff up. Life's just too rich. So, fast forward to the next employee of the quarter meeting. He gives out the ridiculous hams. I go to his office and do my job. I say, we got to talk, Mr. President. And he stands up. I put an arm around him. True story. He was very uncomfortable. I take him around outside, go around the back of the building. True story. Get to the dumpster. Open the dumpster. What's inside? Ham. The hams. Well, what do you think the president said? Oh, he cussed like a sailor. He was very, 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 very upset that these people did not respect the money and thoughtfulness that he had put into this activity. He turns to me after cussing loudly and says, "What should I do, Doc?" I thought quickly and made something up, as all consultants do. Next meeting rolled around. The president gets up and he gives a little report. And then he says, "As you know, there's no more hams." People giggle. He says, "Now comes the new team." President sits down. The new team comes up and says, "Here's the criteria we've decided to use. And based on that thinking, here's the first award." And it goes to, and they gave out some goofy trinkets to some people who maybe deserved them. I don't know. How do you think everyone reacted? Do you think that the scheme they came up with was so, wow, better than the ham scheme? No, not at all. Do you think that they reacted to it and received it far better than the ham? Way better. Why? They owned it.